I was telling people that it's the sixth time that you went to Israel. So is it do you remember anything from the last time that was surprising about your experience in Israel? Maybe anything that people usually outside Israel have some ideas, but then when they go there, it's quite different.
Yeah, I think, I think a lot of people imagine when they think about the Middle East, they think about it being really violent.
Mm.
And sometimes it is really surprising when you go outside your door and there's, 10 or 15 soldiers standing there with,
Mm.
big guns. But at the same time, uh, for the average day, it's very peaceful and feels very safe. And so it's kind of it's weird, but it's also you can live your normal life most of the time. Um, Other things that were surprising. Let's see. I think yeah, it's always when when you read the Bible, maybe you have kind of fuzzy pictures in your mind of what these different places look like. But when you actually go there and experience it, it really helps you see things in a different way. And one thing this trip that was different for me, this trip, it just felt very dry and barren. There were a few sandstorms, and yeah, there's in the old city, it's basically all made of stone. There's no grass, there's no parks with trees almost, and so it can feel just very dry and barren. And so this trip, it made me think about some of the Psalms that David wrote about how his heart and his flesh are longing for God in a dry and thirsty land. And it's easy for me to say that when I'm sitting in Toronto and there's a lake not very far away and there's some trees. But when you go out into the desert outside Jerusalem, and it's really close, like you don't have to drive far and you're suddenly in the desert. It's it's there's not even grass. There's goats on the slopes that are just trying to eat this sort of sunburnt brown scrub on the ground, and it doesn't even look like there's enough for them to survive. And so you realize, how much David must have trusted in God to say that, in the middle of this dry land, what he was thirsty for wasn't as much water as it was for God himself. So I think there's always things like that when I go to Israel that, I experience, and then it makes different parts of the Bible come alive in different ways that I wouldn't have realized if I was in the very different context of Toronto.